Well, construction has started on the expansion of the Red Skelton Museum of American Comedy here on the campus of Vincennes University. The new addition will house the Lothian and Red Skelton Gallery of Fine Arts. Here to give us all the details is the Executive Director, Ann Pratt.
Thank you.
Ann, you've been with the Red Skelton Museum now for many years.
13
years.
Believe it or not, yeah.
How long has this new addition been in the works?
Probably in the works for 4 years.
4 years.
But actually, I would say signed on the dotted line, year and a half or so, that Mrs. Skelton agreed to make this substantial contribution to create this homage to her late husband, Red. You know, she was just super excited about his art career because when they married in 1973, he was off his television show and really was focusing on his art career. And so that's what she has been focusing on as well.
So what exactly will be different from this fine arts gallery versus the comedy museum?
Well, it's really just going to be an art gallery. And so it will be connected to the Red Skelton Museum and it will be part of your museum experience. There won't be a different admission fee or anything. So as you're traveling through the museum, then you will enter the art gallery and there will be so much more space. Right now in the current museum, we only have room to display about 7 paintings at a time. But in the art gallery, we'll be able to do like 60 paintings. And the really cool thing is some of the walls in the middle are movable. They're called pylons. And when those move out of the way, it will be an event space that can seat up to 200 people. So it'll be really nice for the museum, for programming. We're really excited about that, to do expanded art programming and comedy programming. We'll be able to bring in temporary exhibits, host stand-up comedians, dinner theater, all kinds of things within that space on our property. So it's awesome.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Inside the gallery, you know, you said, I think I've read before somewhere, Lothian, you know, he had so many paintings.
He does.
Are they being donated from her personal collection for this gallery?
Right. She's just had them in storage, a lot of them, honestly. And we have, of course, we probably have 200 now at the museum. And we probably have another 200 or 300 in storage waiting for these new facilities. And that's one of the benefits of the new facility is the expanded archive space, because our archives are just packed into their space right now. And this will enable us to have an archive space dedicated to his artwork and then an archive space dedicated to his comedy career. So it'll be really a great opportunity.
What's the expected completion date for the expansion?
They're saying a year. So it's just breaking ground now. So we're looking at next November to have our grand opening ribbon cutting. And so, you know, it seems like a long time in some ways, but then I'm like, blink and here it is. So
right. Well, like I said, I have been seeing the progress here on campus and it seems like it's moving fairly quickly.
Right. And one thing I'm excited about, and they have a live feed camera up on the thing. And so that's on the university website right now, but we are going to put that link also on our Red Skelton Museum website. So people far and near who are curious about how things are coming can just click on the link and check it out. So hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have that link live on our website. It's so neat.
So you said about traveling, you know, traveling art exhibits. Is that something that you hope to have coming in pretty frequently?
Well, I don't know about pretty frequently because there's always a cost to it, and so part of that's getting sponsors and grants, and like I talked about the programming money, but not just art exhibits, but also comedy exhibits, because we would then have the space, because some exhibits will say, well, we need 5,000 square feet of space for you to display this exhibit. Mm-hmm. But there's a Bob Hope exhibit, there's Lucy exhibits, there's so many different ones that would really expand our offerings and drive people back to the museum who may have been there before with something new.
That all sounds interesting. Is there any plans to do any kind of art, like local art classes or?
Still looking at that. I would love to do that, like morning classes or you know, work with visiting art professors, something like that. That's one of the things, you know, I want to talk with other art galleries and see what's successful for them, what they find is really, I've even seen art yoga where they like clear the space and they do yoga in there. Not that I'm planning to do that, but you never know.
But you would have the space to.
I would have the space.
Do you have any events coming up at Red or?
We do. One of our big fundraiser for us is our Christmas concert, and this year it's a Bob Seger tribute with the Seger System, and that's going to be on Thursday, December 12th at the Red, and tickets are available online now. You can go to our website again, redskeltonmuseum.org, to find the tickets to the Seger tribute concert.
Okay, yeah, that'll get everybody in the Christmas spirit. And speaking of the Christmas spirit, I know you're kind of involved also with the First City Chris Kindle Market.
That's right, a lady of many hats, I
Yes,
guess. But
yes.
but no, I've always loved Christmas, and really wanted to inject some more Christmas spirit into our little small town. Of course, if you're a Hallmark Christmas movie fan, which I am, then you're like, oh, we've got to have a festival and we've got to have this. So this is our 4th year for the First City Christmas Market Festival, and it really kind of started with the idea that this is a slow tourism season, and let's get more people into Vincennes for this. But it's a vendor market, and there's stage entertainment. It also revolves around the time of the lighted Christmas parade, but this all takes place the first weekend in December. And we've really kind of locked down on the first weekend so people can depend on it every year. The Chris Kendall Market will be on the first weekend in December. It's also Grouseland's Christmas is that Friday, the lighted Christmas parade, the Chris Kendall Market opens, we've got food, as I said, entertainment, and then on Saturday, a part of that is the Frosty Mug Pub Crawl. So that's another thing that you'll be able to register for. Lots of things going on this year at Christmas,
Right.
so really excited.
Where is that happening?
It's at Patrick Henry Square, which is basically at First and Main. There's the grass area right there at First and Main, across from those little shops, and it'll be right there, set up all around that square.
Does it cost to enter and
It doesn't
attend?
cost to enter anything like that. It'd just be if you buy food or buy something from the vendor market. Frosty Mug Pub Crawl does have a $10 charge. So
Will you have, you said stage performers, will you post a schedule beforehand of
we
what
hope
time?
so. I'm still trying to get more groups. So if you see this show and you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to perform, and we're also looking for roving Victorian carolers. We're having these beautiful costumes that will be available, and so we're looking for carolers to go around and get that moving.
Yeah, that would be really fun. So what do you hope to bring, what are the plans for Chris Kendall Market in the future for
Just really to continue to expand our offerings to include more activities for kids, more games, more fun stuff, just to get the town involved, and really, to hone in on our vendors and what's unique about the vendors, and where is it something that maybe you can't get anywhere else.
Right. Well, and like you said, if they know when it is, it's like, okay, you can come do some of your Christmas shopping, and you can rely on knowing that. And
Right.
hopefully it brings people in. That's kind of a unique festival that not a lot of places have, especially around here. So hopefully that'll be
Right, with the
kind of a
outdoor
fun-
market
and
kind of
it's gonna
makes
grow
it
every
different.
year. Right. So yeah, and hopefully once the art gallery gets finished, that's another reason for people to come, from far
Right,
and,
come
and
from
check that out,
afar.
because I think that's really going to make it seem like, I always say the fun parts about Vincennes are how much people work to bring it, and it seems like a much bigger city. Like we have so many things to offer.
And I used to
in
go to
such
a lot
small
of
place.
travel conferences, to encourage people to come here. And I'd be like, okay, we're a small town, but we're a really cool town.
Right.
We've got lots of tourism sites, an adorable downtown, lots of great restaurants. And I do think that we're really a hidden gem. And I hope that more and more people get the opportunity to check out Vincennes.
Yes, me too. Well, thank you, Anne, for joining me today.
Thank you.
You can keep up with the latest from the Red Skelton Museum by following a link on our website, vincennespbs.org.